I've been keeping tabs on those Vegas odds things for the next Pittsburgh Steelers head coach. And there's been some...
Do they change daily?
Daily.
Do they?
And for most of this week, it was Shula 1.
Yes.
Right on his heels, not much lower, McCarthy. Mm-hmm. And then a little, like a step back was Flores. And then everyone else was the proverbial crazy long shot. Today, as of 2 hours ago, Chris Shula still number 1.
Really? Okay.
Nathan Steelhaas. Nathan Steelhaas. Number 2. Mike McCarthy, number 3. Sean McDermott, number 4. And then a massive drop off everybody else. So, Steelhaas has taken... Shula's still where he's been pretty much the whole time. Steelhaas taking a clear step up. McCarthy, slight step back. McDermott now into the fold,
mix,
at least is a viable name.
Maybe that took a day or so to.
He's a 6-1 odd, which isn't.
No, it's not super long though.
Not super long. Exactly right. Everybody else is 33 to 1 odds.
Gone.
Yes.
Flores fell off. Okay.
So interesting there, as you kind of point to, if you want one of these.
I wouldn't have a problem with any 4 of those names.
I don't think I would either. I certainly wouldn't have a problem with any 4 of those names. McDermott would be a different conversation.
We haven't talked about that a ton, it's similar to McCarthy.
Similar to McCarthy, albeit he's a defensive guy, not an offensive guy.
Right.
The thing with McCarthy for me is, if he's only your head coach for 4, 5, 6 years, we've discussed this, but he helps you find
quarterback development,
develop your next quarterback. Great. I wouldn't give Sean McDermott that same benefit of the doubt when he's not the offensive quarterback background guy as McCarthy.
I'd be more interested in who's your opposing coordinator.
Yes. Absolutely.
McDermott is a very good defensive schemer, by the way. People just look at him like he's a CEO-type head coach. He's a very good defensive schemer.
With that, though, getting back to your original point of, if you want one of these Rams guys, Shula, Steelhaas, you're probably going to have to wait a few more days. That doesn't mean you're going to have to wait 2.5 weeks until the Super Bowl's over if they beat the Seahawks.
No, that's a good point, right.
Because they'll have that bye week.
Yeah.
They could fly out to Pittsburgh Monday or Tuesday, have their formal interview, finalize that thing.
Don't forget everyone's at the Senior Bowl, too. Senior Bowl, sometimes the Senior Bowls can be a little sad. It's almost like guys on the street corner with resumes, hire me. I used to be a tight ends coach 3 years ago, But everyone's gets in. It's one of the few times when everybody's in the same spot. Now, I don't know if the Rams, if they were a Super Bowl team, I'm sure they would not send their coaches.
Right.
And they also never send their coaches.
Hey, Rams are also, they're a little prickly. They're a little different about that.
They are.
But I would think a week from now, we're having a press conference for the Steelers' next head coach.
You think? You think we know by the end of next week?
Yes. Maybe the press conference is a little too much because, again, if it is Shula or Steelhaas, who knows exactly what that timeline's going to look like if the Rams are still playing. Yes, there'll be the off week before the Super Bowl.
Right.
But at the same time, they're still going to be very busy preparing for the Super Bowl if the Rams win.
That's what I was going to say. 2 things I wanted to add there. So I don't know how many owners go to the Senior Bowl.
Can't imagine many.
I can't imagine many. But, Omar will be there.
Absolutely.
White will be there. Of course.
Absolutely.
I should know this because I've been doing this a long time. The Steelers could come to an agreement with either one of the Rams guys, even if the Rams win. I assume they would stick it out and coach the Super Bowl.
I would totally.
Yeah.
It would shock me if
It'd be shocking.
There's not going to be a Lane Kiffin type situation.
Yeah. I'd be pretty I wouldn't be thrilled if I was McVay or ownership.
That's the only wrinkle to me is, again, so say the Rams win Sunday. Because if they lose to Seattle, then all this becomes a moot point, and you can knock it out in 48 hours or whatever, 72 hours. But say the Rams win, and then Monday or Tuesday, Shula or Steelhaas fly to Pittsburgh, cross-country flight.
I say that's perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine. Have their formal sit-down. They spend a few hours there, and it's like, I want this job. The Steelers are like, this is our guy. We don't want to let him leave without getting something done.
Let's talk money and contracts and staff and all that stuff.
And you do that, and you get those T's crossed and those I's dotted and those details ironed out. Is it something that just stays in the hopper for 2 weeks and then you announce it the day after the Super Bowl?
And it becomes like the worst kept secret ever.
Is it something that
you're not interviewing anybody else and Schefter's like, this is going to happen?
Is it something that you announce 5-6 days from now? And it's just like, but he's going to stay with the Rams through the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's what I don't know the logistics
Again,
of.
this is the National Football League. This isn't college. This isn't like eat or, I mean, I know the NFL is eat or be eaten, but you get what I'm saying. It's 32 teams all collectively bargained with the same deadlines, the same schedule, the same.
Yeah.
Where college football is the Wild West in the transfer portal, and no one's on contracts.
You gotta build a roster. I mean, it's not like, oh, well, free agency opens today.
So as much as it's slimy, it is a don't hate the player, hate the game thing with Lane Kiffin leaving Ole Miss right before the playoffs.
Yes.
Because if not, he's going to have no roster in Baton Rouge because they're all going to leave in the portal, and he's going to have no one. That's not going to happen in the NFL.
If it's Shula, that's not like he's leaving the Steelers hanging for it.
If it's Shula, it's not like Cam Hayward and T.J. Watt and Jalen Warren and Troy Faltanu are going to hit the portal and leave, and there's nothing you can do about it. The combine is still going to be the combine. The draft is still going to be the draft.
Yeah.
The guys that are under contract are still going to be under contract. I guess the only piece of
he
that
could start
then,
building
Matt, would be staff. The staff, I guess, would be the only piece of that. But again,
he could make those calls.
If
though,
it's
and
the Rams,
still
if it's the Rams and the Patriots, 30 other teams, their staff members are currently not preparing for a game. So
true.
Steelers Nation, lock in with me right now because this moment feels different. This isn't just another off-season. This is the Steelers standing at the edge of a full reset, a chance to define what this franchise is going to look like for the next decade. The front office is closing in on a new head coach, second-round interviews are happening, and once that hire is made, the real work begins. Not just drafting players, not just free agency, but rebuilding the identity of this team from the inside out. And nowhere is that more important than on the defensive side of the ball. We all know what happened in 2025. This defense, once the pride of Pittsburgh, slipped. The secondary was exposed, giving up nearly 244 passing yards per game. That's not Steelers football. That's not what this city expects. That's not what the black and gold brand is built on. So when we see reports laying out real, serious candidates for defensive coordinator, that should fire every fan up because it tells us this organization knows exactly where the cracks were and is already planning how to fix them. Let's start with Daronte Jones. This name matters. This is the Vikings defensive backs coach and passing game coordinator. And under his watch, Minnesota became one of the most suffocating pass defenses in the entire league. Third best total defense, second fewest passing yards allowed. That's not coincidence. That's coaching. That's structure. That's discipline. Imagine what someone like that could do in Pittsburgh, where the secondary desperately needs a new standard. Jones is the kind of hire that doesn't just improve coverage, he changes how quarterbacks feel when they line up against you. That's the Steelers we remember. That's the defense that made teams flinch. Then you look at Justin Hinds, and this one hits right at the heart of what Pittsburgh has always been about: toughness, physicality, winning in the trenches. The Seahawks finished the year as one of the best defensive teams in football because they dominated the line of scrimmage. Their defensive line plays angry, they play fast, they play with edge. And that's exactly what the Steelers need to unlock the potential of young talents like Derek Harmon and Yahya Black. Those guys have the tools to be monsters in this league. What they need is the right voice, the right technique, and the right mentality. Hinds brings all of that. That's how you bring the grit back to Pittsburgh. And then there's Raheem Morris. This is the steady hand, the veteran presence, a man who's been in every seat: coordinator, head coach, leader of a locker room. If the Steelers go young at head coach, someone like Chris Shula or Nathan Shieldhouse, having Morris as the defensive coordinator could be the perfect balance: experience paired with innovation, authority paired with energy. That's how you build something that lasts. Morris isn't just about X's and O's, he's about culture, and culture is what Pittsburgh values more than anything. This is what should make Steelers Nation excited. The team isn't just searching for a head coach, they're laying out a vision that says defense still matters here, a vision that says we are not okay with being average, a vision that says the next era of Steelers football will be built on leadership, accountability, and a defense that once again makes this stadium one of the hardest places to play in the NFL. Free agency is coming, The draft is coming, and now the coaching staff that will guide it all is taking shape. That's how you do it. That's how you avoid panic. That's how you rebuild the right way. Steelers Nation, this is the moment. This is where a new chapter starts. Let me know in the comments which defensive coordinator you'd want to see in Pittsburgh, what kind of defense you want this team to become again, and how you feel about the direction this franchise is taking. Hit that like button, subscribe to Steelers Nation Wire, and stay locked in, because the future of the Steelers is being written right now.